Today's workout is week 2 of cycle 2. The focus was bench press and upper body assistance. We're still about 4 months out from a meet, so next cycle will be about 3 months out. That means we'll start really focusing more on meet preparation. Right now we're just laying foundation. On the bench press today, we did 8 reps all the way across. We went 225, 245, 265, 265. Next week will be the peak week of the cycle, so we'll go 225, 245, 265, and peak at 285. As you can see on the bench, I'm not really training like a bodybuilding style bench with slower, any wider grip, any of that. I'm training powerlifting, so I'm training more of the way I'll do the movement in competition minus the pause. These sets felt pretty good today. That set at 8 at 285 in the final week is going to be a challenge due to the fatigue from doing sets of 8 all the way up. When we start peaking, we will not be building up on sets 8. We'll warm up, do enough work to get ready for the heavyweights, and then get right to the heavyweight for a top set. Right now we're working hypertrophy and building up the work capacity. After we bench pressed, we went on to the incline bench press. We went 185, 225. 185, 205, 225, and then 255 for the top set this week. This top set of 255 felt really good, so I'm going to be somewhere between 265 and 275 for the top set next week. Once we finished our barbell work on the pressing, then we went into our hypertrophy work. We were doing 4 rounds of 12 reps on all of these sets that we did here. Again, this is a pre-exhaustion set, so we're fatiguing the single joint movement and then going into the multiple joint movement, fatiguing the bigger muscles in it, the pecs here. This is a Polaris Pec Deck. You can do a lot of the Pec Deck that you can't quite do with the dumbbells because the resistance stays more consistent to what your strength curve is with the Polaris Pec Deck. That's one of the advantages of using machines for some of those types of movements. Here I'm on the Omega Flying Dip. We're doing sets of 12. Just locking it out, trying to get a good squeeze, get a good stretch, good range of motion on it. Once we finished up on the dips, we were done with our upper body push. We moved on to some upper body pull. We started out again with the Cybex Row. Sets of 12, we just increased the weight a little bit from last week. As you can see, we're doing the same exercises we did last week. We'll do that for 3 weeks. Then in the 4th week, we'll deload and introduce the new exercises for the next cycle. This was a post-exhaustion set, so we did the multiple joint movement first and then went to the single joint movement. The single joint movement that we did here was a Rear Delt Fly. This machine is called the Nautilus Rowing Torso. When using the Nautilus Rowing Torso, I usually see people going too heavy and really trying to jam the weight back and either limiting their range of motion or involving a lot more than just the rear delts. Another pointer on this is to try and keep your humerus, your upper arm, parallel to the ground. You could see just a second ago I moved mine up because they were coming down, so I tried to get them back into a better position. After we finished up on the rowing torso, we went to some arm work. We did the burn machine curl bar. Again, that has the rotating handle, so I'm going from a pronated position up to a supinated position. The bicep does a lot of the rotation of the wrist, so we get in the bicep worked in there by doing the elbow flexion and also by doing the supination of the rotation of the wrist. When we finished on the curl bar there, the burn machine bar, the bar weighs about 28 pounds, so it's heavier than just a regular easy bar. When we finished with that, we went on to the Iron Mind Go Really Gripper. We're doing sets of 20 here. Try and get complete arm development and also doing the grip work to help out with the deadlift. When I deadlift double overhand with a hook grip, so it's really important to keep my grip strength up because I'm not doing the alternate grip. After we finished up with the burn machine and the Go Really Gripper, we went on to some rope cable curls just to finish it off. We just did a couple sets of 15 here, kind of completed the fatigue and the pump on the biceps there. We again finished up with our core work. We've been doing core work every training session, just trying to get a little bit more of that in. On Mondays, today's workout, we've been doing the ab wheel. On the ab wheel, we'll do 3 sets. When we're doing these sets, we're picking the reps. So last week we went 8s, this week we went 10s, next week we'll probably go 12s, and we'll probably run this progression over 2 cycles. So the next cycle we may go 12, 10, 12, and 15 over the 3 weeks.